everyone, it's Hazel from Empowering Your Circle. I want to talk about vision in my tip for Christmas Day and for 2026. Why? Because I created my own kind of vision after I was made redundant. Wasn't sure which way I was going to go, and I think there's a lot of people out there who feel exactly the same way that I did. So you need to understand your strengths. You need to understand what makes you tick, what makes your heart sing, what really and truly you want to do in your career, in your business. It doesn't matter. Think about what success looks like to you at the end of 2026. Think about creating your SMART goals because they are really important. All these New Year's resolutions are obviously really important, but when you actually make them a SMART goal, they mean something. And I don't just mean in your head. Write it out, print it out, put it somewhere you can see them. Therefore, when you're looking at them, they will mean something to you. They will help you create the vision, the strategy to get to the success that you're looking for at the end of 2026. So hopefully you've been enjoying my Advent calendar tips all the way through December. Please stay tuned because after this, I have some lovely tips from some amazing ladies who also want to celebrate Christmas with you today and give you some hope, some joy, some fantastic tips and information for Christmas and 2026. So wishing everybody all the best, and I look forward to working with you in 2026 again. So take care, everyone. Hazel from Empowering Your Circle.
Hi everyone, my name is Amber. I'm a nutritional therapist and I've got a very simple tip for you today. That is slow down. So when we eat more slowly, we chew our food well, it will allow our brain to catch up with our stomach and let us know when we are full, and we can avoid feeling extremely uncomfortable, very exhausted because we're trying to digest too much food. In general, this is a really good tip. It is much healthier for all of us to slow down our eating, even though we just want to eat everything because it's so yummy and we can't help ourselves. But we just need to really think about taking our time and enjoying, because we've made so much effort making this lovely food, or we've gone to someone's house and it's just delicious. But actually, it is just a better thing to slow down and enjoy. And when we're eating a lot more food at this time of year, it's particularly important. So it couldn't be simpler. You can still enjoy everything, just slow down.
Here is my number one secret to a happy photo shoot and why it works. That one thing changes everything. Take time to connect with your photographer before the shoot. If it doesn't feel right, it isn't right. It's almost like finding your shrink or your massage therapist. Your photographer should feel like, yes, I'm in the right hands. They should make you feel like you are the only person in the world, which is the pure truth during your collaboration. Why does it work? Why do you heal when you trust your doctor? Why does your massage therapist know exactly where it hurts and what you need? Maybe you can't imagine it right now, but with your photographer, it should feel similar. Once you experience it the right way, you will feel the impact. It's a life changer. My clients call it photographic therapy. Why don't you follow me for more secrets to feel super relaxed in front of the camera? You won't want to stop posing.
Hi, I'm Sam from the Women in Business Network, and my networking tip is for anyone who feels a bit nervous about walking into a room of people they don't know. So if it makes you feel a little bit anxious, a simple reframe: networking is for two different things. Don't focus on it as being there to sell yourself, but you're also there to help other people. So give yourself a little mission statement of to help two other people before you go to that event, and see what connections you might be able to make for them, or how you might be able to help them. That should quell those nerves, and it will be fantastic because they will think, wow, who's this wonderful woman who's wanting to help me? And then you're just going to go higher on everybody's radar. So that's my tip for 2026. Focus on the others there, not you.
Hi, I am Denise O'Dwyer. I am a Feng Shui consultant and Chinese astrology specialist. And my Feng Shui business tip is the 2-minute desk reset, which instantly shifts your energy and increases your productivity. So if your day is feeling scattered or heavy, or you're really struggling to concentrate and focus in, try a quick desk reset. Because Feng Shui teaches us that your desk reflects your mind. So give it a quick clean up. So remove yesterday's cups, file, small pile of paper, but most importantly, clear the space that is directly in front of you. Because when the space in front of you is open, the chi or energy has somewhere to settle. And we call this open space your Ming Tang, and we like it to be clear and unencumbered. So this is your Feng Shui 2-minute desk reset to shift your productivity. So try it and see. Thank you.
If you're giving a presentation, and I've heard people say, oh, I'll just wing it. And the reason why they wing it is because confronting it and preparing it means confronting the fear, the anxiety, the vulnerability.
Yeah.
But if you wing it, then you can't be present in the room. You can't, you're not really there. And you need to be present in the room to deal with what happens in the room, which could be questions or understanding what your audience wants from you, and really being able to read the room. And it behoves all of us and to the people who come to hear us that we are fully present in the room and not worrying about the next word that's coming out of our mouth. So preparation is absolutely essential. I realize it means spending extra time with something we don't enjoy, which is that feeling of anxiety about public speaking. But if you don't prepare, you're not, what are you going to say? Yes, you've got expertise, but it's just going to just tumble out in a non-structured fashion. And if we don't structure, we're not going to get our message across. Your message is going to get lost.
Hi there. This year, in the run up to Christmas, we wanted to create 12 different videos relating to statistics and numbers which have an impact on your legal career. So the first of the numbers that we look at when we think about a legal career actually relate to any career. There are approximately 4,000 weeks in the average lifespan. Now that sounds like a lot, but it also in lots of ways doesn't sound like many weeks. The second statistic that we want to put in here is that 80,000 hours are spent at work on average, again in the average lifetime. It's a lot of hours, so you really want to be sure that you're doing something which you enjoy.
So, Danielle, if I've been experiencing anxiety for like 3 or 4 months, what would you suggest I do?
Well, if it's been going on for 3 or 4 months already, I would highly recommend you look at homeopathy, because homeopathy will get to the root of the cause of your anxiety, not just the symptoms. So your symptoms could be as varied as sweaty palms, palpitations, shaking all over, sleeplessness. There's so many. Now in homeopathy we individualize. So for instance, we could look at 3 of the most common remedies we use. One is aconite. And aconite is very good after a shock, where you're still feeling like you're in that fear or flight situation and almost with a fear of death. The next one I think of is argentum nitricum, which actually is silver. And that one is very good when you are you're a bit shaky. You can have loose bowels. And you also have this very interesting thing where you're afraid to walk underneath tall buildings because you think they're going to fall down on you. Wow. It's also very good for fear of public speaking or any type of engagement type thing. The third one I think of is gelsemium. Gelsemium is what I call the rabbit caught in the headlights, where you're all of a sudden paralyzed, you cannot move forward. Also, gelsemium will have some of the trembling and so on and so forth. Apart from that, there's so many things you can do. One is I would think of, if you start feeling anxious, is to take deep breaths, very slow. In through the nose and very slowly out through the mouth. Take up any 5 up to 10 if you can. I highly recommend you have Rescue Remedy with you all the time, just in case, because that's a good temporary helper. But again, if it's long-standing or persistent or really deep, I highly recommend you consult with someone who can help you get rid of the root cause.
Struggling with your cat's behavior? Here are 3 quick tips to restore harmony. First, for unwanted scratching, provide a sturdy scratching post. Encourage them to use it with catnip and praise. Second, if they're ignoring the litter box, ensure it's always clean and in a quiet, accessible location. A clean box is a happy cat. Finally, to keep them off counters, try using sticky tape or provide an appealing alternative like a tall cat tree. Positive reinforcement is key. A little patience goes a long way.
Hello, Gemma Bailey here from Capital Law, and I'm an employment lawyer for those that don't know me. Now my tip for 2026 is that as we head into it, a lot of people are talking about uncertainty, redundancies potentially, restructuring, a contracting economy, but I want to offer a different word: redesign. Businesses might be redesigned, becoming more lean, more flexible, more intentional about how work gets done. At the same time, the employment law is itself being redesigned, with the new employment law bill receiving royal assent last week. And so at the same time, we will need to reflect new ways of working, from flexibility to security, and that creates opportunity. So whether you're running a business, hiring, or you're moving into freelance or flexible work, the key tip is this: don't default to old models in a new environment. Labels matter less than reality. What matters is clarity about expectations, about flexibility, and about protection on both sides. So 2026 is not about surviving change, it's about redesigning the way that we work for businesses and employees alike.
Most people think support arrives from outside, but it often begins with something simple you do yourself. When you send a quick check-in message to someone, perhaps a moment of honesty that connects you, or a small act of care for someone else or yourself. These tiny gestures create movement, and they help your body to feel more connected and a little less alone. I like to think of it, in the way that trees grow. Their roots reach downward to find what strengthens them. They don't rush. They just move gently toward what helps them to grow. Support works very much in the same way. It builds through small, steady moments that add up over time. So, if you need a bit of support today, let one tiny gesture of outreach be your start. It might be enough to shift your entire day.
Season's greetings from the Green Cauldron Madeira. My tips going into 2026, one word: giveaways. Giveaways are amazing to show off your brand, to bring in business, a great marketing tool. Plus you have your brand with you. I take my cakes, whether it's a business networking meeting, there's a social engagement, whether it's a party, an event, I take them everywhere. Actually, it's very funny because people usually say to me, Mitty, I've eaten your cake before I've even met you. So that's my top tip. And yeah, happy 2026.
So I just wanted to say, I hope you really valued and loved those amazing tips from those wonderful ladies who have businesses that are there to help you. And all I wanted to finish off saying was a very, very Merry Christmas for you and your families, as you head into this festive season and also into 2026. And that's not just from me at Empowering Your Circle, it is from all of the ladies who have given you those amazing tips. So Merry Christmas, everybody. Bye.
Christmas spirit is love we send.